Howdy y'all, it's your boy. So like I said at the end of the last video, this is gonna be more of a casual video. Don't expect me to have my usual dramatic narrations and visual gags. In fact, this one's gonna be so casual, I was too relaxed to go buy some beer to prove my casualness. I just have some coffee on me because oof, boy, I was up late getting some of these things. Anyways, point of this video, both Mega Man ZX games have some unlockable mini games and extras that I think are kinda neat. I actually wrote about some of these things originally in the ZX1 video, but one of my priorities in video production process is keeping a stable flow, so if something breaks the flow and doubles as being non-canon, I figure it's alright to remove. No point in wasting too much time on this, let's start out with what's in ZX1. So all the minigames here are back in Area C, where we can find an arcade to go into. Inside are 4 machines unlocked at various points, though I don't know when you get them, I just know I beat the game, walked in, and 3 of them were open, while the 4th is rewarded for beating one of the other arcade games. First up is this falling block puzzle game, kinda reminiscent of Yoshi's Cookie if you've ever played that. We've got a crap ton of diamonds already on the screen, and we need to have a color somewhere in the middle matching one on the top. If they match, then there's this little color change thing, it's kind of like Othello, which wipes out the vertical length of the match. I didn't waste too much time on this, it's not really my thing, I'm more of a Puyo Puyo guy myself. Now the second one is a soccer game, it's kind of basic. We pretty much just take this ball and we need to push it all the way to the end of the stage in our human form. It's a bit harder than it sounds, but I'm based as fuck, so I beat it on my 3rd try. Actually, maybe it could be a reference to Mega Man Soccer, but that's another day. The 3rd and 4th arcade machine is a somewhat unique Breakout clone where you play as Model FX and hit a ball into mosquitoes. As far as Breakout clones go, I'm not a fan of this one. You've got to punch them as well, which removes the simplicity of Breakout where you just go up and down, but other than that, there's not much to say here. So let's get to the real reason I made this video. Everyone wanted to point out how I forgot about Model OX. Well, guess fucking what, I didn't. It was even in the first draft of the script. I just removed it because it didn't flow right no matter where I fucking put it. It's most likely non-canon, so I wasn't gonna kill myself over it. So after Serpent and Pandora take Model W, you can find one room behind them with a bottom and top path. If you have 03 or 04 in the GBA slot of your DS, you can fight bosses from those games. 4 from 03 and 4 from 04. In the recent collection, you get to pick which GBA game is in the GBA slot at the menu, and there's a save assist point right by the doors so you can change them pretty easily. They really ain't that hard at full health, and there's some enemies to grind energy from right by them, so just go do that between each of them. Now that top path, that's where it gets legit. In here is a super boss with Omega from 03, and quite fittingly, he's by far the hardest fight in the game. Your ass is gonna get blasted by this fucker. The least amount of health I've been able to beat him on is using 1.5 sub-tanks, and that's after a fuck ton of retries. Now the incentive for doing this is A, so you can prove the size of those massive fucking balls, and B, to unlock the secret extra Model OX transformation. This transformation is just like Zero from the Zero series with the addition of an infinite overdrive. And his overdrive gives you a fuck ton of moves and instant charge shots. There's like no drawbacks to this thing at all. The only issue is that you can only use it on a save file that's beaten Serpent, so there's a very small amount of areas to play it with. Now getting to ZX Advent's content, instead of an arcade area to find on the map, the mini-games just show up on the title screen. The first one is a multiplayer version of the puzzle game in ZX1, so it's removed in the collection since it used DS Wi-Fi. And then the second one is a normal boss rush that starts you with non-upgraded health and 2 sub-tanks. It's not just the 8 pseudoroids because we also have all 5 Mega Man and a fight with Albert in it. I know some people challenge run it, but I've already accomplished enough for this video that we'll talk about in a minute. The third mini-game is just fucking ridiculous. I hate and love it so damn much, and I don't know why it's here. It's this quiz mini game where you're flashed a character sprite in a small window really quickly, and then you gotta click on which one it was. Then in the second part you see a silhouette of the sprite, and on the third part it zooms in so close that you only see like 4 pixels of the sprite. For those first 2, they flash at literal blink and you miss it parts, as in I kept my eyes glued to the screen and when I blinked I actually missed some. But here's the real appeal in Advent. Mega Man Alpha mode, or Ancient mode, lowercase a mode? It's 8-bit Mega Man. It's a fun little throwback a whole year before Mega Man 9 released. I remember seeing clips of it online back in the day, and this was all I knew of Advent. This minigame isn't exactly one-to-one with the classic physics we know. It actually feels really close to Mega Man 1 with the momentum and heavy fucking weight, but not quite there either. What is here is that fucking Mega Man 1 difficulty. Maybe it's just because I know the classic series like my hands at this point. Yeah, both sides. But I just couldn't make it to the 3rd stage. Play it yourself if you want to see it. Though that minigame does tie into the last thing I want to talk about. So you know those medals I mentioned in ZX Advent? Well, once you get all 24, and yeah, I did this, check it, it's right here. I was up until almost 4 AM doing this, and some of these ain't easy. You have the option of turning into model lowercase a in the main game. It's clearly not designed fully for the ZX level layout, but it's a neat gag, and I'm somewhat interested in trying a challenge run to see how far it could go. Which obviously won't be much, since wall jumping is integral to Mega Man ZX. Anyway, that's all I had to say with the 2 ZX games. The rest of this video is going to be a really quick update, so feel free to click off if you don't care much. Well, I know a lot of y'all have come from my Mega Man content. I consider myself a variety producer and really just do whatever I'm feeling. Mega Man is one of my favorite franchises, so I'll come back eventually, but I am a little megged out for the moment, so I'm going to go back to working on some other projects I've either already started or have wanted to start on. I'd rather only talk about a topic when I'm fully invested so that I can give it my 800% effort. My next video, no doubt about it, will be part 2 of my Kingdom Hearts retrospective. This potentially could be my longest video to date, and I've been sitting on a half-finished script for over a month now, so I ask for your patience on it. However, while I work on part 2, you can go back to any of my other videos I've produced over the past year and a half, mainly part 1 of the Kingdom Hearts retrospective. I made it to where people unfamiliar with the series can follow along, and there's some observations in there longtime fans have told me they never thought about as well. Anyways, I just want to say, thank you for the recent growth on my channel. It means a lot to me, even if I might miss a comment or anything. I do try my best to read them, and I thank all of you. Well, peace out.